Hey, are we live? We're live with the Out of the Park Baseball 16 demo. Hey, Steve, you're here.
I am here.
Steve's here. Hey, are we live? And Jordan, if you want to get switch it over to the start screen for the game. We're in settings. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so I'm here with Steve Katsoulis. Steve, why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little bit of information about your background? I know you're a producer who's worked with Fox Sports and ESPN and some other networks.
Yeah, I've definitely been all over the sports broadcasting map. Thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure for me.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you here. You've got a lot of great stories to tell.
Yeah, no, I've like you said, I've spent time back and forth across the country. Fox Sports West, Fox Sports Prime Ticket, Fox Sports Net, ESPN, Turner. I worked baseball for the Olympics in '96 in Atlanta. So definitely kind of been all over the place.
Great. Yeah, so it's great to have you here. I know you're pretty friendly with Kevin Kennedy.
Yeah. I spent probably 3 or 4 years working as his producer directly. So I mean, we were together all the time. We traveled all over the place, spring training, baseball winter meetings, all kinds of different things, World Series, All-Star games. So yeah, definitely, one of my best friends. And I've worked with a lot of different baseball analysts throughout those days. People, Steve Lyons, Steve Sachs, Mark Gubiza, Rex Hudler, Dennis Eckersley, Eric Karros, Ken Rosenthal, Peter Gammons, just really a whole host of people. So, I mean, I was a huge baseball fan coming in, and I knew nothing until I talked to them and learned so much about the game.
Right. And you just recently discovered Out of the Park Baseball, correct?
I did. I grew up as a Strat guy, and I had Stratomatic on my computer. And the one thing I always loved to do was to go back and play the older games. I loved 77, 78, the years that I first started getting into baseball, and take that through when Kevin Kennedy was the manager of the Red Sox, and getting a chance to replay seasons that he was the manager and actually have some fun with that. I know we're going to talk about that later. And, the thing that Strat always had these things where you had to get by each season and all that. And it just became frustrating. And actually a friend of mine mentioned Out of the Park one day, and, I looked into it and I've been hooked ever since. I mean, it's an incredible game.
Yeah. That's all great to hear. And so as everyone can see, we've got the start screen for Out of the Park 16. And of course, as you can see, the big thing we've got this year, we've got all these awesome logos here. We've got the Major League Baseball license deal, which is really nice. And that gives us logos for all the teams, the leagues. You see the All-Star Game logo and and we've got minor league baseball in there, all those league and team logos, and we even have the World Series trophy in there, which is kind of nice. So now when you look at that champion screen, you'll get that. So we're going to get going here. We're going to start up this game that I had set up before, and I've taken over as manager of the Phillies, and so as you can see here, we've got the manager's office. Which is something we've had in the game before, and so I've got the Phillies here, and we're going to look at the team home screen, and the new, which is not new, but the new Meet the Team. And as you can see here, you can kind of see top players, top prospects, and so forth. Personnel. Here's Ruben Amaro Jr. And I'm going to do something that will make some Phillies fans very happy. I'm going to fire Ruben. I just fired Ruben. Goodbye, Ruben. You're now unemployed. I hope Phillies fans everywhere maybe felt a little tremor in the force if they're not watching this. And so I know a lot of Phillies fans obviously have been pretty unhappy, Steve, as you know, with Ruben's track record and some of the trades he's made. And I know that's you've got a favorite story about trading that involves some stuff with Kevin Kennedy. So why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, yeah. First, let me just admit that I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I grew up outside of Boston, so again, working with Kevin definitely was really cool for me. So, really one of my all-time favorite stories that he ever told me was after he was let go by Boston in '96. It was 1997, right before the trade deadline. He got a phone call, and it was Lou Piniella, who was managing the Mariners at the time. And Lou wanted Kevin's opinion about Heathcliff Slocum. Lou had some major bullpen issues and needed a closer, and Heathcliff was available. So they had a conversation, and Kevin's thing was, well, first off, what are you getting for him? And he said, well, I'm just giving up a couple of minor league guys. Nothing really. A guy named Derek Lowe, another guy, Jason Varitek, not sure how they'll turn out, but, I really need a closer. And Kevin said, all right, well, truth be told, here's what you'll get out of Slocum. You're going to get a walk. You'll get a strikeout. You'll get a hit. You'll get a wild pitch. You'll get another walk. You'll get a hit. You'll get another strikeout. Ultimately, he'll probably strike out the side and give up 3 runs. So basically, he was trying to talk him out of making the deal. So that night,